How to make my ultimate ddukbokki, a Korean street food with rice cake. What's key is making a Korean dashi. So I take some dried anchovies and I remove the guts and the head. And I slice up some Korean radish, or similar to daikon radish. Take some water, throw in the anchovies, throw in the dried kombu, and throw in the radish and let that boil for 15 minutes. All right, let's make the sauce. 1/4 cup of gochujang, which is a Korean spicy sweet paste. Then I get a 1/4 cup of gochugaru, which is a Korean dried chili pepper powder. So much flavor in both of these. Add in 1 tablespoon of soya sauce. Then add in 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. You can use sugar, you can use whatever you got as a sweetener. Now just add some drops of sesame oil and mix that all up. After boiling for 15 minutes, strain out that dashi and reserve it. You should get about 2.5 cups of dashi. It's so flavorful, so much umami. Grab about 6 or 7 cloves of garlic and dice that up. Now slice up about two stalks of green onions. This will be used for the sauce and also as a garnish on top. Everything tastes better with pork belly, so I take a few slices of thick pork belly and I slice up these matchsticks. This is not a traditional ingredient for ddukbokki. I just thought it would be great to add that amazing flavor and texture of the crispy pork belly. This is not your mom's ddukbokki recipe. So you can buy these rice cakes fresh. If so, you gotta pull them apart. They're really sticky, so you gotta put them on parchment paper so it doesn't stick to the plate or a sheet. I find that the texture of these fresh rice cakes to be better than the frozen, but you can definitely use the frozen. They're great as well. These are sheets of fish cake and I just slice those up. Adding this to the broth adds so much flavor, but I also love, eating the fish cakes in the ddukbokki as well. Time to make the 6-minute egg, so I put a little bit of water in there. I gently put the eggs in, set the timer for 6 minutes and cover that up. You want to keep it at a medium heat so it doesn't bounce around and break. Time to fry up the pork belly on a pan. Just get that going. You want to cook it until it is nice and crispy. We're kind of halfway there. And then once that's done, you want to put it on a paper towel to drain the fat. So you want to maintain that beautiful crispy texture. Look at that. Looks so amazing. Okay, put that onto the paper towel, let that drain. You want to keep that crispiness. All right, let's put everything together. Start out with the diced garlic. Then I add a knob of butter, cook that off, and then I add in the red sauce we made earlier. Keep cooking and stirring that. Want to incorporate all the flavors. This is one of my secret ingredients. I put a 1/4 cup of cream. Now, if you like that flavor, you can actually increase the amount of cream if you want. I put in some of the green onions, and then I add in that dashi broth. throw in the sliced fish cake, and then I add in 5 pieces of the rice cake. This is to thicken the sauce. Now, after I thicken the sauce with this, I throw it out. It's a sacrifice, yes, but it adds that much thickness and richness to the sauce. Now, when I cook the final rice cakes, I want them to cook perfectly al dente. I don't want them overcooked. So by the time those pieces extract the perfect amount of starch, they're overcooked. So that's why I put in this 5 pieces of sacrificial rice cakes and it's the only purpose is to thicken the sauce. Okay, let's go back to the soft-boiled eggs. After 6 minutes of boiling, I throw it into a bowl of cold water, and then I tap it with the back of my spoon, and I crack as much as I can all over the place. So it's soft-boiled, so it is likely that it will be a bit more difficult to peel because it is quite soft on the inside. So you just gotta stir it out slowly, start picking off little bits at a time, just to maintain that shape so you don't accidentally rip off some of the egg whites. I let the water run because it gets in between the shell and the egg, and it just kind of helps with the whole process. And it also washes away the tiny bits of shell that might be there. Okay, that first egg is a little beaten up there. Slice it. Oh man, look how gooey it is inside. I love the 6-minute egg. It gives the perfect texture. If you don't like this texture and it's too liquidy for you, just cook it for 7 minutes or 6.5 minutes and get it to the doneness that you prefer. Okay, back to the sauce. Relaying this reduced. Look how thick it looks. Now to put in the rice cakes. Remember, these are quite sticky, so I put them in one at a time. It's been sitting on parchment paper, separated, just to make that cooking process easier. You don't want to be pulling these apart right when you want to put them into the sauce. That's why I do it in advance. If you do use the frozen ones, that's fine. Turn down the heat. Otherwise, if the heat is too high, the rice cakes kind of deform and explode. So I would turn down the heat if you're using frozen rice cakes. Time to put it all together. Serve up your ddukbokki on a plate. Throw in your crispy pork belly. Throw on top your soft-boiled eggs. Look how beautiful they look. And then finish up with some green onions. My ultimate ddukbokki. So good.